clinic2.edu. That's on our website too if you go through and find it. I'm going to talk a little bit about guard development and shooting. The coach who was just up before, she talked about that she feels like maybe Canadians don't shoot the ball as well. First, a couple points on guard development, then I'm going to spend most of my time on shooting. The first thing that's important, your development plan for your guards should include all aspects of the game. All right, ball handling, passing, footwork, shooting, 3 levels of scoring. We want to work on finishing at the rim, mid-range, and 3. So when I'm trying to design a plan for these guys to get better, the first thing I want to do is make sure when I've got an individual session that's maybe 40 minutes in the preseason, where I've got a 10-minute segment in practice that coach has given me to do guard development, I want to try to touch on as many aspects of the game I can, try to incorporate as many parts of the game as I can in my drill. You have to look at your offense, break down your offense into the skills you need your guys to have to be successful. If I'm a dribble drive offensive guy, I don't need to work on necessarily guys, doing motion stuff and getting open. If I'm a dribble drive team, I'm going to be working a lot on beating guys off the dribble. So you got to look at your offense. Look at the parts of your offense. We do in our offense a lot of wide pin downs and a lot of ball screens. So in our guard development, we incorporate a lot of wide pin downs and a lot of ball screens. Those types of game shots in our development. The preseason is to build that skill base you need to be successful. Okay? Instead of having just kind of a willy-nilly plan and we're just going to get out and take shots, I want to have a plan to build the skills my guys need to run our offense. Players love to compete. Anytime you can put competition into your development, it's going to help. They can compete against themselves. Maybe it's a shooting drill where they've got to get the +7. They get a plus for a make and a minus for a miss. So they're competing against themselves. They've got to make shots to finish that drill. Maybe it's against the clock. We do a lot of quick shooting drills where they're going to, or a certain amount of time, they're going to shoot for 5 minutes, see how many they can make. They're going to shoot for 2 minutes, see how many they can make. Against their teammates. You got a couple of different guys in the gym to work out. You might have one on one end, one on the other, doing the same drill. First guy to finish doesn't have to run. So incorporate competition as much as you can. That also simulates, when you're shooting especially, puts a little pressure on guys to simulate game action, right? So it's just not there in the gym trying to be comfortable. You've got to reinforce the basics, but you also have to challenge the skill level of your players in development. Yes, we have to do basic fundamentals, make sure they got what they need, but we also got to spice it up a little bit, be creative, and challenge guys, okay, in our development plan. So those are just some points on general guard development. When it comes to shooting, shooting is a lot like a golf swing. You watch guys shoot, everybody does it a little bit different, all right, but there's always some really basic fundamentals you got to have to do well to be a good shooter. I know you guys have seen good shooters, and you see a good shooter, and when it comes out of his hand, you think it's going in every time he shoots. There's other guys, even though their form looks pretty good, it comes out of their hands and just doesn't look good. Right? You don't think it has a chance to go in. Bad habits are hard to break. Great quote, bad habits are like a comfortable bed. Easy to get into, hard to get out of. Right? And a lot of times, by the time we get guys this age, they've shot so many shots, a lot of them have reinforced bad habits. So we don't necessarily take players at the college level and try to just completely change their shot. That's hard to do. Some guys are, and I'm going to talk about it in a second, I'm a believer in the straight line shooting method, where I've tried to got everything in a straight line. I shoot a little bit off my right eye. Some guys are kind of in front of their head, over their head. Everybody's a little bit different. So we try to give them key points that will help them improve their shot. Maybe they're a flat shooter, and they need to concentrate on getting a higher release and finishing. Maybe they don't lay their wrist back all the way. They're a catapult, right? They don't lay their wrist back and get under the ball. So trying to just give them things in their shot that'll help make it more effective. All right? For me, really quickly on shooting fundamentals, I probably could talk for 20 minutes just on mechanics. But I like to use the word B. B-E-E-F. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. Okay? Spencer, come up here for me for a second. Okay? If Spence was shooting in a basket that's right where you guys are, first thing he's got to have is balance. Now in a game, yeah, he's going to be running around. He might not have time to get his feet perfect, but if he's shooting a free throw, we want him to have a good athletic stance, kind of about shoulder width apart. He's right-handed, he goes his right toes a little bit in front of his left. Okay? Just so he's got a good athletic stance, good balance. Eyes on the rim. Can't hit what you can't see. A lot of people always ask, what do you look at? What do you shoot for? The front of the rim, the back of the rim? I tell our guys to think about a spot just over the front of the rim, right? If I look at the front of the rim, I don't want to hit the front of the rim. If I hit the front of the rim, I don't know about you guys, when I shoot, I don't want to hit anything but net. So as I'm looking at the rim, and in my mind I'm thinking right over the front of the rim, right over the front of the rim. I'm thinking about a spot just over the front of the rim. And then elbow, okay? I want to try to get my elbow under the ball so that I have a straight line from my toe, up through my elbow, up through my hand. Because if I can be in a straight line, that's going to help me when I shoot. All right? It takes a lot of play out. You see a lot of times guys have their elbow out, and they've got to correct to have a good follow through. They lay it on their weak hand, okay? Or they got the ball out here and they kind of throw it. So when we're doing our form shooting and stuff, we want to try to get those guys to try to have a straight line. And then the last F is for follow through. We're trying to finish it high, okay? Put our fingers in the basket. Put our fingers in the basket. A big mistake, turn and face that way from Spence. A big mistake a lot of guys make when they get their elbow up too is they don't lay their wrist back. Okay? They have their wrist kind of straight and they bring the ball back so it looks like that. Okay? That's going to be tough to be a good shooter because my first movement is going to be forward and I'm going to roll over, I'm going to catapult it, and I'm not going to have a good shot. To have a good shooter's touch, I got to have good arch and good backspin. So we talked to our guys about once they get it up there, having that crease in their elbow, and their first movement being up. My first movement is out, the ball's getting away from me, it's hard to get it back and get good arch on my shot. So I want my first movement to be up, and then I want to finish with those fingers in the basket. Okay? I'm going to take Spence over to the rim real quick. Two different types of shooting we want to do. Maintenance. Right? The definition of maintenance is the act or activity of keeping something in an existing and usually satisfactory condition. That means something we do daily, or we're going to ask the guys to do daily on their own, is going to reinforce their shooting mechanics. One of those is one-handed shooting from right at the arc, right here. He's going to just get in here. All right, you can have a manager, a teammate right there, just with one hand. Okay, he's just going to try to work up and over the rim, just mechanics. All right, he's not in a hurry. He's just trying to work on getting his release, working on his touch, really concentrating on his fundamentals. Okay? This will be a maintenance shooting drill. He might shoot 10, 15, 20 shots right in here before he moves out. Right? I was fortunate to play with Chicago Bulls. Steve Kerr, one of the greatest shooters of all time. I'd watch him walk in the gym every day and start right here and shoot 15, 20, 30 shots. Not only is it good for your mechanics, but now Spencer, as a shooter, sees the ball go through the net. That's going to help his confidence. Okay? We build on that. One of the drills we like to do sometimes with our guys who are really good shooters is 100 makes before practice even starts. We would start, we would do 10 one-handed here, 10 one-handed here, 10 one-handed here. Then Spencer would back up, okay, to right here, where we usually have the ACC here, and he would just shoot rhythm shots. What do you guys think about that? Okay? Just one ball, okay? Just trying to start. Now he's starting to kind of get a little footwork in it. It's nice and easy. He's got to make 10 there, okay? After he makes it 10 there, we're going to go elbow, wing, corner, 10 each spot. Then we'll go elbow, wing, corner the other way, each spot. So we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 30 here, 30 there. That's 100 makes before practice even starts. So now, he's a shooter. If he's not a great shooter, it's great for him because he's just working on his rhythm, working on his maintenance. Consistent footwork. We're talking about left, right, right? Not getting in a full sweat yet, just mechanics. Right? Another we like to do at the end of practice is 5 minutes of threes. Okay, if we were going to do that when Spencer would start on the wing, all right, we have a rebounder and a passer. And all we would do is he's got to make 5 threes. Okay, you don't have to do it, but he's got to make 5 threes here before he can move to this spot. Then he makes 5 threes here. 5. He's got to make 10 there before he can start coming back. And again, it's at the end of practice. He's tired, or maybe it's even in the middle of practice in a skill workout. And it's just consistent footwork, consistent fundamentals. We're not asking him to do anything out of his comfort zone. Right, just to work on the maintenance and the rhythm of shooting that three-point shot when he's tired. So those are a few of our maintenance shooting drills. Now, the key would be for us is Spencer's a good shooter. So his maintenance drills would include a lot more drills than some guys who aren't good shooters. Right? What's a maintenance drill for him might need what we call a development drill for someone else, someone on our team who's not a good shooter. All right? A drill I might do with Spencer to get him loose is he can do this on his own, so spins the ball. Footwork shooting. And this is a drill that we use with guys who aren't great shooters to help them improve their footwork and their shooting. He would start with his back to the basket, okay? He's just going to flip it out about 10, 12 feet, okay? 20 here, and then he's just going to do different footwork every time. He's going to catch it, he's going to pivot, shoot, okay? And then he would get his own rebound, flip it out again, pivot, shot, okay? He would get his own rebound, okay? Or if you got a manager or a coach, flip it out for him. He's going to change it up. He's going to go outside pivot or inside pivot every time, okay? Toss one out again. Back to the basket. Good. Outside pivot. Turn. Okay. Stop for a second. So all he's working on there is being low when he catches. Okay. And then I want one pivot and one shot. So I want either inside pivot, working on my balance, and I'm up on my shot. And Coach might flip it out again. He catches. This time it's going to be outside pivot. Shot. And that's the way now, instead of just being stationary and having consistent footwork, he is working on his footwork we might use in the game. Okay? The definition of development, the act or process of going from a simple or basic to the complex or advanced. So my goal as a coach, I may not be able to change his shot completely. Okay? Everybody's a little different, but it's to help our guys build on their shot. If they're a good 15-foot shooter standing still, then we got to work to where they can be a good 18-foot shooter off the catch, off the move, different type of footwork. Okay? Spins come right here, Doug's going to pass, okay? Another drill we might do that I would put in the development category is instead of just doing spot shooting with a guy who can already shoot, okay? Chase Fisher, C.J. Harris, Spencer, guys that are 40+% shooters from three for us. You know, while they do need to do some making shooting, then they here and shoot spot shots, consistent footwork, all right? Maybe for them is a little bit too routine. So now what I would tell Spencer here is at this spot is I want him to use different footwork every time. He might get up and right one time, okay? He might lateral step. He might step back right left. He might go right left in. He might catch his hand and he's dead flat-footed one time, okay? Spence, demonstrate that a little bit. Just get a couple shots. Go left, right, okay? Now he's going to go right, left. He can lateral step, he can back step, okay? Now, instead of it just being a stationary rhythm shot, I'm helping him now in the game simulate a little bit. I'm still working on getting a lot of shots up, but I'm simulating in the game when I'm on the wing and the passing right where it's supposed to be. And I can't get 1-2 into my shot. I'm going to have to step go this way. Where I come on the balance screen, I got to step back away from the defense and shoot. Okay, it's just a little repetition drill that you can have your better shooters change their footwork. If a guy who's not a great shooter, once you get him up to where you feel like he's progressing, you throw that at him one day. Say, look, now you can't use the same footwork as 2 shots in a row. You got to change it up. Okay, you got to be creative. Another one we like to do, okay, is to help guys get their shot off quicker. All right, we would start up top. Doug, you be passer. This is a great drill to do when you have 3 guys. We call this quick shooting. We're going to shoot for 9 minutes. Each player is going to shoot for 20 seconds. They'll shoot 3 times here, 3 times here, 3 times here. So the first 20 seconds, we're going to have Spencer down, and he's just going to be flat-footed, okay? Demonstrate that real quick. We're just going to get his quick shooting as quick as he can get them up, okay? It's just no steps, flat-footed. He can't move his feet. He can't move, you hit it, Doug. Can't move his feet, okay? He's got to be dead flat-footed, down and ready to shoot. Okay, stop. So he would shoot that for 20. The horn would sound in 20 seconds, and they would quickly rotate. And then the next guy would go 20 seconds. Horn would sound, the third guy would go 20 seconds. When they come back around to him, now he's going to go left-right. Just a quick left-right. We're getting as many shots off as we can. Left-right. Left-right. 20 seconds, okay? Freeze. They would all go through 20 seconds. And he would jump up and he would go right-left. Lead with his right foot, okay? Right-left. Freeze. Now, that would be that spot. They would all go through. Then we would come to the wing. Okay, Doug would move to the top. We would shoot 20 seconds flat-footed. Boom, boom. All right? Now, after the 20 seconds flat-footed, everybody goes. We do what we call a curl step. We would have a cone right here. Now, we're going to simulate the last step of a guy coming off a pin down. He's going to just step, and we do inside, put his hands, shot. And
He's going to get right back to the call.